What is the real difference between seniors who are still driving themselves to appointments at 80, still remembering every grandchild's birthday, still laughing loud enough that the neighbors can hear, and those whose world quietly begins to shrink as the years go by? Is it genetics? Is it luck? Is it something only a few people are born with? After decades of working with patients in their 70s, 80s, and beyond, I can tell you the answer is much more specific than most people expect. It comes down to 6 daily habits. Not expensive treatments, not complicated medical protocols, 6 things that are completely within your reach and that most people over 75 are simply never told about. I am Dr. Sarah Mitchell, and today I am going to walk you through all 6 of them. I want you to stay with me until the very end, because habit number 1 is the one that surprises almost every patient I share it with. It has nothing to do with diet or exercise in the way most people think, and yet the research suggests it may be one of the single most powerful things you can do to protect your independence and your mental sharpness as you age. That one is worth the whole video. Before we get into it, if you are new here, welcome. I am Dr. Sarah Mitchell, and every single week I share health information that actually matters for people over 60. Hit that subscribe button right now and join our community. It is completely free, and it could genuinely make a difference in your health. Okay, let us get into it. We are going to count down from 6 to 1, and I want you to think honestly as we go through each one. Which of these do you already have? And which one do you want to build? Drop your answer in the comments when we are done. I read every single one. Habit number 6 is walking with real intention. And this one is different from what most people think of when they hear the word walking. A lot of us over 70 are moving around. We walk from the bedroom to the kitchen, from the car to the store, and we tell ourselves we are staying active. But there is a meaningful difference between moving through your day and walking with cardiovascular purpose. What the research on exceptional aging shows is that the seniors who stay most independent walk at a pace that actually elevates their heart rate. Not a stroll, but a sustained, purposeful effort for at least 20 minutes. Brisk enough that you can speak in sentences, but would not want to try to sing. That level of effort is where the real benefit lives. Here is why it matters so much, specifically after 70. As we age, our artery walls naturally become stiffer. And when arteries lose their flexibility, the heart has to work harder. Blood pressure tends to rise, and the brain receives subtly less blood over time. Intentional walking has been shown to actually reverse some of that stiffening. Not just slow it down, but meaningfully improve arterial flexibility. The practical prescription here is 20 to 30 minutes 5 days a week, at that brisk but conversational pace. And here is one extra tip worth knowing. Morning timing appears to amplify the benefit. Research suggests morning exercise produces a blood pressure reduction that lasts through the full day, in a way that afternoon exercise does not replicate as consistently. So if you can, lace up your shoes before breakfast. Habit number 5 is protecting your sleep the same way you protect any other part of your health, with consistency and intention. Most of us know sleep matters, but here is something that does not get talked about nearly enough. After age 70, the deepest, most restorative phase of sleep, the phase during which your body repairs itself, regulates inflammation, and your brain clears out waste products that build up during the day, this phase decreases dramatically compared to when you were younger. And when that deep sleep is consistently disrupted or cut short, that cleaning process runs incompletely, night after night, year after year. The seniors who age most vibrantly treat their sleep schedule the same way they treat a medication. Same bedtime within 30 minutes every night. Same wake time every morning, including weekends. Bedroom kept cool. Somewhere between 65 and 68 degrees tends to work well. And screens off at least an hour before bed, because the light from phones and tablets delays the onset of deep sleep in older adults more than most people realize. One simple habit that costs nothing: 10 minutes of slow, relaxed breathing before sleep, breathing in for 4 counts and out for 6. This helps bring down nighttime stress hormones and supports deeper, more restorative sleep. It is one of the most underused tools in senior health, and it works. Habit number 4 is eating enough protein and distributing it deliberately throughout your day. This one surprises a lot of people. Many seniors have been told, directly or indirectly, that they need less food as they age. When it comes to protein specifically, the opposite is true. After 75, your body actually needs significantly more protein per pound of body weight than a younger person does, because aging muscles become harder to stimulate and maintain without a stronger signal from what you eat. When protein intake is too low over time, muscle mass gradually decreases, and muscle loss in older adults is directly connected to increased fall risk, reduced daily function, and loss of independence. This is not an inevitable part of aging. It is largely preventable. The goal is roughly 25 to 35 grams of protein at each of your 3 main meals. That looks like 4 to 5 ounces of chicken, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, or beans. Spreading it across meals matters. Aging muscles can only use a certain amount at one time for rebuilding, so spacing it out consistently gives your body the best opportunity to respond. One small addition that makes a meaningful difference: pair each protein meal with something containing vitamin C. A squeeze of lemon juice, a few slices of bell pepper, a small orange alongside your meal. Vitamin C supports collagen production, which helps maintain the integrity of your connective tissue and blood vessel walls as you age. Habit number 3 is one that genuinely surprises people when they hear it in this context. It is maintaining at least one real, engaged social connection every single day. I know that might sound more like emotional advice than medical advice, but the research on this is serious. And as someone who has watched it play out in patients over many years, I want you to hear it clearly. Chronic social isolation in older adults has been shown to carry health risks comparable to well-known physical risk factors. Loneliness accelerates cognitive decline, raises inflammatory markers in the blood that directly affect cardiovascular tissue, and significantly increases dementia risk. Meaningful social connection, on the other hand, suppresses stress hormones, reduces inflammation, and keeps the neural pathways that support memory and sense of self active and maintained. After 75, those pathways need to be used. When they go quiet for extended periods, they become harder to restore. The prescription here is at least one genuinely engaged interaction every day. Not passive presence, an actual real phone call, a shared meal, a community group, a walking partner. Something that requires you to listen, respond, think, and connect. Even gentle disagreement, a conversation with someone whose opinions differ from yours, is neurologically valuable in ways that passive companionship simply is not. And here is a tip that combines 2 of these habits beautifully. Pair social connection with movement. Walking and talking with another person at the same time produces a combined benefit for brain health that is greater than either one alone. 2 habits, 1 walk. Habit number 2 is monitoring your blood pressure at home with real consistency. And this one is especially close to my heart as someone who works in senior health. Most adults over 75 who are managing blood pressure see their numbers checked twice a year at a doctor's office. They are told a number, told whether it looks acceptable, and then they go home for 6 months. But blood pressure is not a fixed number. It changes based on time of day, stress, sleep quality, what you ate, when you took your medication. A single reading in an office, especially one taken after driving across town and sitting in a waiting room, does not tell the full story. The seniors who manage their cardiovascular health most effectively treat their home blood pressure cuff the way a person managing diabetes treats a glucose monitor. Same time every morning, before coffee and medication, 5 minutes seated quietly, cuff at heart level, 3 readings, discard the first, average the last 2, and write it down. Then the same thing in the evening. 7 days of that log tells your doctor more than a single office reading ever could. One specific note: Caffeine raises systolic blood pressure meaningfully within 30 minutes in older adults. Reading first, coffee second, every single morning. That habit alone will give you a much more accurate picture of what your numbers actually are. And when you look at those readings, watch both numbers, the top and the bottom. If your bottom number is consistently below 65, that is a conversation worth having with your doctor directly. And now, habit number 1, the one I told you about at the beginning, the one that fewer than 1 in 8 adults over 75 maintains consistently, the one the research calls one of the most underutilized tools for protecting independence and mental sharpness available without a prescription. It is the daily practice of learning something genuinely new. Not crossword puzzles, not rereading a favorite book. The active, effortful process of learning a skill, an instrument, a language, something your brain has never done before. Something that feels difficult, uncomfortable, and requires real concentration. Here is why this matters so much after 75. As we age, our brains naturally begin to rely more heavily on familiar, established pathways. It conserves energy by favoring what it already knows. And while that sounds efficient, it slowly depletes what researchers call cognitive reserve, your brain's resilience buffer, its ability to absorb change and challenge without losing function. Learning something new, truly new, not just engaging with something familiar in a different way, forces your brain to build and reinforce new pathways. This is what protects cognitive reserve. And the research is remarkable. Adults over 75 who engaged in novel cognitive learning for at least 30 minutes daily showed significantly slower rates of brain decline over time and meaningfully lower rates of dementia diagnosis. Learning a new language, playing a musical instrument, oil painting, woodworking. The subject genuinely does not matter. What matters is that it is new, that it is challenging, and that you do it every single day. The struggle is not the obstacle. The struggle is exactly where the benefit lives. One addition that supports this habit beautifully, omega-3 fatty acids, found naturally in salmon, mackerel, and sardines. Research suggests that higher levels of these healthy fats in the body are associated with better neuroplasticity, meaning your brain absorbs the benefit of what you are learning more effectively. Think of it as preparing the soil before you plant something. So here are all 6, one more time. Intentional walking, 5 days a week at a brisk pace, preferably in the morning. Protected sleep with a consistent schedule and a cool, screen-free bedroom. Deliberate protein intake, spread across 3 meals every day. 1 genuine social connection daily, active, engaged, real. Consistent home blood pressure monitoring with a written log. And a daily, purposeful cognitive challenge that pushes your brain somewhere it has never been before. You do not have to start all 6 at once. Pick the one that feels most accessible to you right now. Build it into your routine for 2 weeks until it feels natural. Then add the next one. Small, consistent changes, layered over time, are what create genuinely remarkable results. I have watched patients in their late 70s and 80s make changes like these and describe it the same way, again and again. They say it feels like getting a part of themselves back that they thought was simply gone. It is not gone. It is waiting. If this video gave you something useful today, please give it a like. It only takes 1 second, and it helps this reach another senior who might need it just as much as you did. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a video. Every week, I cover health topics that genuinely matter for people over 60, things your doctor may not always have time to explain. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one.